Assalamu alaikum. I'm Nazmul Shoaib, lecturer in physics, Department of Physics in Boshal Cat College. Due to corona pandemic, you stay at your home. I believe that you are safe and sound in your home, and I also believe that inshallah we will meet again. Firstly, I'll say something about corona pandemic situations because we passed the second phase of corona pandemic situations, and it's pandemic situations. You must be stay at your home. Frequently wash your hand with soap and must be spend time 20 seconds. Don't touch your face and nose without washing your hands. And always time avoid flu-like syndrome persons. Today I discuss there is a chapter number 14, and the name of the chapter is climate change. And by the end of this today's class, you must be able to know about number one, describe the different layers of the atmosphere. Number two, explain the importance of water cycle, oxygen cycle, and carbon cycle. Number three, explain weather and climate. Number four, explain the cause of increase in temperature and change of climate. So no more delay. Firstly, I describe the different layers of the atmospheres. Boys, firstly you see the animation of the slide of atmosphere, that is troposphere. And troposphere, the distance is from the earth surface, it is 14 kilometer, and basically aeroplanes, that is passenger aeroplanes is moving here, and cloud also see here. And after the troposphere there is stratosphere. The difference or distance or the uh, covered area is basically 50 kilometers. Again, it's an animated slide, that's why it's goes and comes again and again. And in this layer, stratosphere, basically the weather balloons and the ozone layer is present. And after the stratosphere there is mesospheres. Then mesospheres, the distance area is 85 kilometer, and after the mesosphere there is thermosphere, layer is presence. So basically we count the distance from the earth surface for the first layers, and second layer is counted after the finishing of the first layers, and the third layers is also be counted after the end of second layers. And basically thermosphere, there's the distance is 600 kilometers. There are the uh, satellites and other stations must be present. Basically first three layers is considered as the common layer of the atmosphere, and after the first three layers the third layers is goes for infinity distance. But presence of the materials, we consider there are four layers, and uh, fifth layers also. But must be there are no fifth layers, the only of the fourth layers is must be a consideration things. Here there is still pictures of these layers. So you must be take a clear concept about the different layers of the atmospheres. Firstly, thermospheres, we discuss about this distance is 0 to 12 kilometers from the earth surface to 12 kilometers. And you take, and we also describe that the distance of the layers, that is stratospheres, is 12 to 50 kilometers. Here the ozone layers is present. And if you see the pictures or slides, then you must be clear about how many distance of the layers and uh, how what things is presence of the layers. So previously we discussed about the different layers of the atmospheres, and if we try or give the definition of atmosphere, atmosphere is nothing. It's a one kind of area where we track the air pressures or temperatures variations with the pressures. This region is called atmospheres, and we take that from the Earth's surface geokilometers, that is the surface of the Earth, and 900 kilometers is must be considerations, or 1 lakhs and 90,000 kilometer also be as a considerations, because we take is another atmosphere's layers, that is exospheres, and this distance is 700 to 1 lakhs 90,000 kilometers. Basically, this layers is inactive in pressures, but we maybe consider there's from 0 to 1 lakhs and 90,000 kilometers, there must be air pressures presence that varies with temperatures, but different layers is considered certain for the objects that are present in that layers also. In for close pictures of that uh, spheres or layers of the atmospheres. From these pictures, you must be case what things is present in that layers, and what is the temperature of the layers. Firstly, the tropospheres, its temperatures 15 degree to 56.5 degrees centigrades. If it's stratosphere, then its temperature is minus 56.5 to minus 2.5 degrees centigrades. So basically, its temperature as usual, the consideration distance from the previous slides. So if their temperature is 15 to minus 56.5 degrees centigrades, that is continued it. Its present temperature is minus 56.5 degree to minus 2.5 degrees centigrades. Then mesosphere's temperature is minus 2.5 degrees centigrade to minus 86.5 degrees centigrades. Then thermosphere's temperature is minus 86.5 to 1200 degrees centigrades. Basically, the temperature of the atmosphere is too high in this layer. That's why we call it a thermospheres, and explorosphere, that is 1200 degrees centigrades, and the temperature of that layers is too more high for different layers of the atmospheres. Now we discuss the water cycles. You know that basically water circles or any kinds of circle is nothing but is a rotations or circling process, where it is produced and where it is comes and where it is goes. So firstly, the sunlight is coming to the surface of the earth, and it is vaporization or evaporation. It goes to the clouds and make a clouds, and after the condensations or condensation of the clouds, then it makes raindrops and fall downs, and it comes back to the hilly side areas or any kinds of areas, and this water falls again back to the rivers. That's why this is the circling process, where it comes and where it goes, and where it takes place. So for close consideration or close uh, presentation of the water cycle is here. Firstly, the water is evaporated by the heat of the sun. Then it goes or makes a cloud, then it's condensations, and then it comes as a rain, and the process is rain is precipitations, and it's turned on or turned back to the uh, rainfall or main source. So for there is a closed circles of water circles. That's why it's a called water circles. Again, for the clear giving clear conception of water circles, here the sun, main sources of heat. This comes, uh, gets heats, or uh, this water gets heats from the sun, and that is evaporations and condensations and precipitations, and collections for collecting waters from here and then come here. So this is a closed path, and we also give the tick marks for as it's a closed path. So from this visual animations, you must be clear about the water cycle from my view. And this is a oxygen circle. Next we discuss about oxygen circle. Basically, we consider that the main source of oxygen is atmosphere. After the consumption of humans or tree plants, the water, that is the oxygen, comes to the human body and plants and uses, and after the preparations, or it's a go turns to a carbon dioxide. And we know that basically only one thing, that is tree uses this carbon dioxide to his photosynthesis process and make foods, and also byproduct of photosynthesis for reactions. There is a byproduct, that is oxygen is generated, and this oxygen goes to again to the atmosphere. So we consider atmosphere is the main sources of oxygens, and from these circles, all of the animals and all of the trees in this universe uses oxygen for his respirations, and after the respirations, this all of the animals and all of the trees produce carbon dioxide, and only one thing that consumed or used carbon dioxide to make its foods for future generations. And by the process of production food, that is photosynthesis, oxygen is generated, and this oxygen is generated by the byproduction of the photosynthesis process, and this carbon dioxide goes to the atmosphere, and this is the simple cycle of oxygen. And I must be sure that you must be clear about the cycling process of oxygen. So this is the again a circling view of oxygen circle, and I'm sure that from the previous slide description you must be clear about the oxygen circle of the earth. Again, I go to for slides for carbon circles. We know that firstly you look at all of the pictures, and this is the same things and same process of making carbon dioxides or produce carbon dioxides in the atmosphere. Basically, we think that carbon dioxide's main source is atmosphere, and after the conversion, respirations, all of the animals and trees, that is birds, and all of the animals for respiration use oxygen and produce carbon dioxides, and only photosynthesis process trees use the carbon dioxide. And again, we know that sunlight uses by the byproduction of the photosynthesis process and produce food. All of the process is produce carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide go to the atmospheres and increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmospheres. Now I again said about something corona pandemic situations. I think that you must be stay at your home and must be about touching your face and nose. That's why you must be wash your hands frequently and after must be spend 20 seconds and you must be avoid with close contact that's flu-like syndrome persons. And you look that this is a common symbol we use and when our any kind of presenter that that's give to the weather description that there must be use these likes of symbols and this symbols describes many things that's the I described it that's firstly picture shows that it's a sun days and there is a cloudy situations and this is also a thunderstorm situations and it's a night there's a clear night situations and here it's a raining symbols and this also is symbols of cloudy but it after sometimes it sunny days also be declared. So the symbols descriptions and its meaning and this is mostly cloudy and this is cloudy and this is a hazy symbols that is thunderstorms that's I discussed previous system there is rain there is street and there is flourishes and there is snow. So, weather is nothing but the present situations of the atmospheres, and you must be understand that or clear concept about weather because after few times or time by times or day by day, the weather must be changed because we know that the condition of the atmosphere in the morning is different from the afternoon, and it also be changed at night. So weather is changing with the changing of times. So but the definition of weather must be the situation of the condition of that time of the atmospheres. And now you see here, this is the time difference after 10 years or 5 years or 3 years. Uh, as you take, basically the changing weather in between of the times of 10 years or 15 years or 20 years that should be called that is climate. So climate is using a breakdown of weathers when the difference of the weather after some years then we said that there is not nothing but the condition of climates. So after some years of the durations, the climate will be changed, but the weather change with the changing of time. And from these slides, we see that after starting the 1970 to 2020 or 2015, the temperature of the earth is increasing. So the picture is going to red and this will be happened the some difference of the times. So what is happened when the temperature is increasing? If we take a consideration of pond and with it we see that 1960 the temperature of that pond is very uh, low, but in 2014 there also be temperature is rising and we know that at different layers of the pond there also be some plants and there also be some fishes in the layer and layer they stay in the pond but if the temperature is increasing the plants also be changing, and some of the fishes of that pants also be going to death, that is vanish or destroyed, because they cannot absorb the temperatures, and cannot uh, overtake the over struggle of that bonds. That's why they are destroyed. So increasing of temperature is not a good news for us, and basically it's a very bad news for us. And this is the uh, protection layers. There is the ozone layers. We know that ozone layers is very important, because the layers is must be stand for 10 kilometers, and going so stratosphere. So when the ultraviolet rays, that is different kinds of harmful rays, comes to the sun after passing of the ozone layers, these harmful layers must be vanished with the cosmetic powers of ozone layers. That's why ozone layers is very important. By the way, so ozone layers is very danger for us, because when the heat is coming to the earth, this heat is reflected, and it must be in a closed or enclosed in the surface of the ozone layer. So ozone layers is very important for protecting us from different ultraviolet rays. At the same time, this ozone layers is very harmful for protection of heat, because when it protect the, or enclose the heat, the heat never goes to the out of the atmosphere of the earth. So that's why the temperature of the earth also be increased. And the increasing of temperature of the earth atmosphere is called nothing but greenhouse effect. And we also know that we take a consideration slide animations, that is atmospheres, and the sunlight rays to the earth of the sun, that is reach to the earth of the earth, surface of the earth, and for absorbing the heat from the sun, the surface of the earth is increased, and that's why this heat is reflected and try to go outside of the atmosphere, but present of the ozone layers, this heat never goes, or never take a chance, or never go out of the atmosphere. That's why the temperature of the earth atmosphere is increasing. That's why the temperature of the earth also be increasing. And only one things, that is tree, that's may be used, also be the carbon dioxide gas, because we know that it atmospheres there must be a carbon dioxide gas, and carbon dioxide gas is a one kind of elements to absorb heat from the sun. So if the amount of carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere also be increased, that's then the temperature of the atmospheres it must be increasing, because the absorption element is also be increasing. And we know that if the temperature or sunlight is directly that's perpendicularly fall upon on the surface of the earth, then the temperature is must be increased, and when sun rays fall down on the surface of the earth, then air must be absorb it, and it must be lighter, so it's go in the upwards. And side by side areas, if the temperature is low, that means their air pressure must be uh, very low, because uh, the temperature of that areas air pressure is higher, that is low temperature, and where the temperature falls down directly, that is perpendicularly, their temperature is increased, so their air pressure is also be increased. So temperature is increased, then air pressure is increased. If temperature is decreased, then air pressure also be decreased. And this air pressure comes directly to where the air pressure is lighter. That's why air flow also be dependent on the temperature of the atmosphere or any place. If we take as a consideration at one place, if the temperature of that place is high, that means the air of this place is lighter, so go it's upward, then it's a lighter area, that is air pressure is lighter. So the nearest area, if the temperature is low, that means that there the air pressure also be high. So the this air comes to directly, so this area, so there is air flowing. If we take as a consideration of summer season and winter season as a consideration, in summer season the temperature or sunlight falls upon on the earth surface perpendicularly. That's why the temperature is too high, and that's why the Bay of Bengal with the sunlight is taken out so many water vapors as evaporations, and we know that at the northern side of the our country is then as a high regions. That means low temperature regions. So that's why the temperature or air flows to this area. But in winter seasons, the sunlight is heat inclinely. There is inclinely direction on the earth surface. That's why the temperature of that regions is too low, and for these reasons the air comes from the northern side to southern sides of the that's regions. And this is also the on kinds of animations for producing greenhouse gases, and that's why the temperature of our earth is also be increasing. So some knowledge based questions about these topics: what are the different layers of the atmosphere, what are the layers of the atmosphere, and this capillary layer, and what are the two main layers of the atmosphere, what are the main features of atmospheres. Some compression based questions: why are three different layers of the atmosphere, why we need different layers of the atmosphere. Number three, how different layers of the atmosphere protect ourselves, and then number three, how different layers of the atmosphere destroyed. Some MCQ questions: number one, the earth atmosphere is divided into layers on the basis of which things, that's weight, pressure, temperature, and energy. Number two, what is the name of the middle layers of the atmospheres? There's four options. And what is the name of the lowest layer of the atmospheres? And there's some homox. There's one homox question. You must be look at the pictures. Number A, what is the name of the first layer of the Earth atmosphere? What do you mean by the Earth atmosphere? Number C, describe the figure of the stem. Number D, explain the relation between the first two layers of the stems. And there is a question answer session. So if you have any questions and queries, you must be write down in the message voice, and I must be replied in your dashboards. And lastly, I say about something corona pandemic situation. You must be stay at your home. Don't goes to close contact with flu-like symptom persons, and wash your hands frequently. And with this hope, I, Nazmul, conclude of today's class. Thank you. Thank you all.